So we finally got an oil pump for our engine, which was a bit of a problem. Sparex had them in England but not in Australia. Then I ordered a Bearco one and it come up with the right part number but the wrong part in the box. So now we have the right one. So I've just sat it there. Now with the pump, at the back of the pump there's a little dowel and it's the back of this shaft here, and that has to locate in the bearing cap, and that sets your diameter of your gears in the right place, so yeah, you're not using bolt holes to slop around on. So another thing I've done is, while it's nice and loose, I just start the pipes just to make sure everything's going ready, just a little bit of preparation. So all I need to do here is do the bolts up. They had the shake proof washers on them. They're a 5/16 UNF that a 1/2 inch socket goes on. So we'll just nip that up. So make sure they're nice and tight. There will be a torque for that, but I'm just going to do them up like that for the moment. Because of where they are, I am going to undo each one of them separately and use Loctite, but we don't need to do that just now. Now, with the oil pickup at the back here, we have a little screw that mounts, that supports the back, and that's a 7/16 spanner will fit that one. And then there's an O-ring around the front here, and on the pickup here we'll just tighten that up. And we're doing this in a particular order. You'll see why very soon. These have spring washers on them. They're a 5/16 UNF thread once more. So make sure your pickup's nice and tight. And I'll grab a 7/16 and I'll just nip that down so we don't forget about it. And we'll go from there. And yeah, I just don't like leaving anything half done or half loose, because it's so hard, so easy to forget where you're up to. Okay, so at this point in time, we can turn this gear and the crank's in the original place that it was. So, okay, so at this stage, while we can still turn this gear, what I like to do is prime the pump. So I've just got a jug with a bit of engine oil in it. We'll pop a bit in. Pop a bit more in. Now we'll shift the camera to the other side. So we'll shift the camera to the other side and you can see we've just primed the pump. You can see the oil coming out there. So turn it backwards a bit and say, we know that that pump's got plenty of oil in it. It's going to be a good thing. So we can pop this fitting, get both fittings in where they should be. Just nip this fellow up. I think that would be 7/8 by the look of him. we'll see how we go. 7/8 it is, so we'll just nip that one up a little bit. The one on the side, can you still see that? Oh, look, only just. But the one on the side we nip up. We nip this one up again. And I usually really like to give them some, just so they pull down hard on the olive. No vibration will break them free. Okay, that's lovely. So we know the pump's primed, we can see that. I'll bring the camera back around to where it was. And at this stage, I'll probably just pour the rest of the oil down in here. Give it a bit of a twiddle around. It'll probably end up coming out the side there. There we go. So we'll just catch all that, no worries. And so we know we've got a bit of oil in the system, and that's all we need to get started. Now, I've still got a little bit of oil in the jug here, and the gear that goes on here, we'll just dip that in. We'll slide that on, and so we know we've got plenty of oil for initial start-up. And so the crankshaft gear here drives the idler, which drives the oil pump, so that's good. And then there was a big steel washer there, and by the wear marks on the washer, this went to the gear, which we're happy with that. And that there is the spring pin that goes on it. So, ding. Right, and we've got the little spring pin here. Now, there's a rounded edge and a sharper edge. The sharper edge goes to the outside. And we'll see if we can pop that on. Make sure it's right on. Yep, can't go on any further. So that's it. That's how you put the oil pump on. Pretty simple little job. There is a screen to go on here. I've got it over in the parts washer at the moment, running through. I've given it a bath, but under the gauze there where I can't get my hand in, it's a bit messy, so I've just got the parts fluid running through there. So there you go. That's just a quick little video on how to fit the oil pump, how to prime it. That's the way I choose to do it. Prime it through here, you know, while you can still turn that gear, and there's a little bit of oil in the system, so it's just a good place to start, I think. So there you go. We'll move on to something else.